On the bench today, we have a Jean Cardot. This is a wristwatch from the 1960s. It's a manual wind, stainless steel back. As we can see, it's pretty dirty. So we will clean that in the ultrasonic cleaner and give this a service. So yeah, join me. So a little bit about the Jean Cardot while we get everything ready. It doesn't carry a famous name like Omega or Rolex, but this tells us a greater story. It's actually this movement is from the USSR and was mass produced by USSR and sold to Western countries as a staple. And many different labels and names would use the same parts. As you can see, the crown came right out. The crown and stem came right out. I don't believe that the crown and stem are original to this watch. So I think I need to take a look at that. I think it's what fit and kind of wound, but it doesn't secure in place, and it would come out frequently when I was looking at it and getting ready to service it. So let's open the back up. And this is not working with me. There we go. Got it. Okay, so it's working. So I have a weak movement. So the balance isn't swinging as far as I'd like it to. So I will more than likely replace the mainspring. Without the stem in place, the watch free floats in the case here. So I will try to extract it without damaging it further. Seems that I can just lift it out, and that's exactly what I do. I don't generally like to grab it like that because metal tweezers might mess up the dial. I was lucky in this case, and it did not. So let's get these hands off and start the disassembly. This is the goodest time as any to let you know some of the problems I had with this watch that were not recorded. So the mainspring did in fact need to be changed. So I ordered a new mainspring, and it's just a generic non-USSR. Oh, the dial just came off without undoing the screws. So that's fantastic. Okay, let's make sure it's not broken. So yeah, the mainspring had to get swapped, and then the balance had an issue with some dried oil, so I had to clean that, and yeah, that was pretty much it. The stem and crown issue, I will show a little bit of that, but it just came down to the wrong crown size, and the stem was actually too long, so I had to snip the tip of the stem on the threaded side and re-screw on the new crown that I found. Also a period piece, so all the watches I work on I try to replace with pieces from that period. The only exception to that would be the mainspring, obviously. I can't say for certain that a 1960s mainspring would still have as much strength as a newer mainspring. So I generally try to do those kind of parts, the consumables as I like to call them. Oh, flew off on me right there. The consumables I like to get newer, and that spring just likes the spring. That's great. I do also have a hell of a time getting the click spring back on. I'll fast forward past all that. But here we go. We get the screws off to the main plate and the train wheels plate. I gotta pull the what is that? That. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I know what it is. Oh, blessed. I'll think of it later. I know it. I'm not gonna think about it now. Just, pause the video and say it. Oh my, that is a lot of lubrication. All that yellow stuff. Okay, and here come the problems. So that lubrication is why that center wheel stuck to the bridge, and probably why the mainspring barrel opened on its own. And as you can see, the mainspring is just sitting there. I generally like to put that in a Ziploc bag so that if it does pop off, it won't fly pieces everywhere, but I just figured I'd leave it, not touch it, and get it. But as you can see, all that yellow residue is old oil. Um, so one of the troubleshooting methods for watches back in the day was to dip it in oil, and I think that's what this was. They just dunked it in an oil bath. Now, that's not the way we do it now. Here we go. We're gonna play with the mainspring. So I'm gonna gently try to pull it out of the mainspring barrel without launching any pieces anywhere. So what I'll do is I'll edge it out and use my thumb to keep pressure on it so it doesn't pop out, and slowly just unwind it. And I can tell this is the original mainspring because it is a cylindrical coil. It's just a standard coil. The newer ones are S-shaped, so halfway through they change direction, and that is for maintaining pressure and maintaining the coil. I'm not sure when that change would happen. I have to look it up. I do have a hell of a time getting out this barrel. Pinion! Ha! I knew it! I knew I'd remember. That was a pinion that I was pulling off. I got it. Okay, so here we go. Now we're gonna flip it over and get the rest of the dial side broken down. So, taking the screw. God dang, everything is launching today. Alright, let me find that screw. There it is. Okay, found that dog hair too. Great. And there we go. And you can see more residue just laying all over. Yeah, I'm gonna wash these a little bit longer. So yeah, that is, or was, all the major problems that I had with this watch. Thankfully, it wasn't too much of an issue, and I was able to get everything pretty much ordered and delivered on time. So I like to put the balance back on the main plate when it goes through the cleaning machine. This will keep the balance from getting damaged and the hairspring from getting damaged as I clean it, and does the dual purpose of cleaning the balance and hairspring as well. So let's put all the parts and the pieces in this little basket, and then we'll get it in the chemical bath. So it's just a gentle, I wouldn't say it's gentle, it is a directed movement, so it just spins it around, and each of these little compartments holds a different part and a piece, and I put pretty much everything in there. If the screws are really bad, I'll give them a dip in the isopropyl alcohol, but everything here, including the mainspring because it's covered in oil, go into the baskets, and then the basket goes into this sheath, and all of that gets a dip in the cleaner and spun around. So it's 3 stages: clean, rinse, and dry. I only record the one, and here we go. Everything laid out clean. I even cleaned the acrylic, so ultrasonic dip for the case. Everything else got a cleaning. So let's take the balance off and get to reassembly. I like to show everything that I do. Some things I save, but here's an example of something I probably shouldn't have shared. I fight with this thing for far longer than I should before I finally just use my finger to put it in. And same thing with the click spring. I fight with it, and I could have done the editing magic and, oh yeah, sure, first time, works every time. No, watches are not forgiving like that. I definitely fight, argue, disagree, manipulate, and play with these things to try to get them back together the way that they are designed. Each one is its own unique puzzle. Some of them are pretty standard, like you understand the concepts and the main ideas behind it: center wheel, escape wheel, third, fourth wheel, all those, you understand the principles. You understand where the oil goes, you understand the viscosity and everything else. But this click spring, it's backwards. I had no idea. I can barely tell the difference between the length of the two after looking at it, but right now it is absolutely on backwards. So I will fight with it for at least 20 minutes. Sped up, it's more like 30 seconds. But yeah, no, it kicked my butt for a while. And it's just an example of what you get yourself into in this hobby. I do love it, very much so, but it is at times frustrating and stressful. Especially the longer that I play with this click spring, the higher the probability it's going to launch across the room, which has happened. I have a small little container of click springs because I keep popping them off and they'll fly and I have to replace them. Same thing with jewels. I have spare jewels. I have spare crowns. I have spare a lot of things that like to launch all over the place. So, yeah, if you get into this hobby, just get ready for a puzzle and trying to find small metal pieces on the floor or the desk or the other desk in your room or, wherever you're at. Don't do this outside. Don't do this in a garage. Definitely have a clean workspace and a lot of lighting and a magnet. A magnet is key. And you can see it keeps flying off on me, right? Thankfully, it's just popping a little bit off the table and I'm able to find it quickly. But I've had many go across the room. Yep, still backwards though. He'll figure it out. Still haven't figured it out. It's still backwards. And yeah. I do eventually get it, I promise. It's been far longer than I care to admit. But yeah, that's the nature of the beast. That's what I signed up for. I love it. I got it. Aha. That's how it's supposed to work. So let's get the oil on the intermediary wheel, and yeah, that took a while. Um, that was probably the longest I've had to fight with a part or a piece in some time. Um, I just I don't know. Them little springs will get you. They are engineering wonders in themselves. Keep in mind that smaller click wheel right there is reverse threaded. So righty tighty lefty loosey does not work. It is lefty righty lefty tighty righty loosey. Yeah, you know what I mean. With the trainer wheels in place now, we're gonna get the trainer wheels bridge in place. So thankfully, this wasn't a very difficult one, and it just popped right in. Um, usually the higher end watches uh, really settle in easier, but this, everyday Soviet watch, it came together pretty easily. So I'm lubricating all the gems now, and this little cover of the gem gave me troubles as well. It's the smallest screw on this entire watch, and I actually got a little bit of the sticky stuff, that Rodico, on the threading, so I had to clean it off before I put it back in. Thankfully, I used my finer tweezers to get it in there, and also thankfully, the screw didn't launch across the room, as that has been the status quo for all the parts and the pieces of this watch this night. And this watch was done pretty quickly, minus waiting for all the parts. So I got it disassembled and reassembled fairly quickly. So yeah, now that this is all together and lubricated, we're gonna go ahead and do dial side. So you can see all the training wheels moving with the manipulation and a center wheel, and that's what we like to see. We don't like to see it slow or gumming up. So before I put anything on, I like to get all the parts and the pieces that I will be using and lubricate as I go. And there's the pinion. See, I knew I'd remember that. The pinion, the center pinion. So click that into place and then lubricate the keyless works. And yeah, getting it all assembled on the dial side. I don't run into too many complications. Thankfully, this side of the spring doesn't give me a headache. One thing you do have to remember is to lubricate that jewel right, not there, but right there before you put on that wheel. I think that's the minute wheel. Otherwise, you won't be able to get to it. So that's one thing I usually try to remember. And everything else gets a little drop of lubrication, and away we go. Now, you probably remember earlier in the video when I said that the stem and the crown are wrong. Why didn't I catch it here and fix it here? Well, it's the case that was the problem, or is in conjunction with the incorrect length of the stem and the crown. So the crown didn't all the way seat over the case. That little barrel that protects the stem is stopping it from going all the way in, and the stem being the incorrect length also didn't help matters. So there's no way I would have found that length being incorrect without the case also being there. So now that the stem and the crown are on and I can test the keyless works, I'm going to put on the pallet fork, and I'll give it a couple of winds and see if that pallet fork bounces. I do have a little bit of a difficult time getting the pallet fork in just right. The pallet fork bridge just wasn't seating right, and I think that was more user error than anything else. So let's see if this watch comes to life after its service. So try to get the balance and the hairspring aligned. I think I do, and let's tighten it down. Usually right around here is when it'll start kicking over, because it aligns everything, but sometimes you need a little bit more wind. So there it is. There it goes. There it is. All right, so we have a working watch, and yeah, it's still not strong. What I eventually do is I let it run overnight. I assemble it. I finish assembling it. I let it run overnight, and that gets all the gears and the oil and everything settles, and it just runs. So this is the next day, and yeah, so that's what we did, and it is running great right now, and I'm excited for its new owner to use it. So yay! Let's get the dial on. So this time I'm gonna tighten the dial screws. I don't know who worked on this last, but they did not tighten them. I'm a big fan of having those tightened down because I find that it helps to hold everything in place more than just the hands. And I like to make sure that these are at 12 when I put them on. It just makes things easier. That's a little off, but I'll live with it. And then, yeah, these hands went on super easy. These are probably the easiest hands I've ever worked with. And as you can see, the crown and stem didn't pull out when I pulled it out there. It's the case. The case absolutely was fighting against me. Let's get the seconds hand on, and yeah, we are just about done. All right, let's remove that stem crown and put it in a case incorrectly because, yeah, this is the correct way to put it in. So, the crystal not being on, I took it off to clean, I confused myself. So, as you can see, that crown is not sitting in there quite well, and you can almost see a little bit of the stem poking out there. So, I don't catch it right away. You'll see when I catch it. It still winds it though, which leads me to believe, oh yeah, that's right. And it does fight me a little bit, so I think it is secure. So I put the watch back, case back on, and go to give it a couple of twists here, and yeah, that's where I find it. But let's adjust. And this is how you install a crystal or the acrylic. You use this nice little tool, and what it does is it compresses the dome of the acrylic. That little top cap piece is curved inward so that when it presses down on it, it'll pop in there, and there it goes right there. As you can see, it pops right in. Doesn't break the crystal at all, and doesn't take a whole lot of force. So yeah, the watch case is assembled for all intents and purposes. This is where I discover the crown is wrong, and I will tinker with it a little bit, trying to get it correct. Oh, yep, broke it. You gotta start all over, Morgan. Anyway, I will take the case back off, and I will adjust it ever so slightly and try to get it. I'm not beating the watch with that rubber ball. I was twisting it, but it sped up, so it looks like I was hitting it. I really wasn't. So yeah, that's funny. Anyway, I try to manipulate the stem and get it to work. And yeah, off camera, I figure it out. So when it transitions to the next scene, you'll see it has a different crown. Yeah, it wasn't very entertaining to film all that, so I didn't. I apologize. If you guys like seeing that stuff, let me know, and I will film that kind of stuff in the future. But yeah, this is where I give up and say, okay, let me replace it. So I do, and here we are. The new crown fits over that little barrel, fits so much better. It winds, it doesn't pop out, it sets time seamlessly. It is running great. Now, everything looks clean and well put together. These watch straps are made by a friend in Slovakia. He hand stitches all of these, and I just wanted to show them off a little bit. I'm a huge fan of his work, and I'll send a link to his Instagram with this video as well. So if you guys like what you see, you can absolutely order some watch bands from him. But that brings this watch pretty much to its conclusion. So again, trials and tribulations of this hobby, I share them all with you as I experience them. And if you see anything that I need to fix or correct, hey, let me know. I'm learning as I go. So here is the watch in all its glory. Thanks again for watching this with me. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, comment, all the YouTuber things. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the next video.